Welcome to the first mentoring space of the year. This is an honor for us to have you here. This is my favorite space within the digital community for We Evolution. Here we host professionals that are helping not only our community, but our society in general with topics that go from well-being, wellness, productivity, how to improve our better selves in general. So thank you so much. I'm glad to be here with all of you. I'm Laura Sgroi. I'm representing We Evolution. I'm a proud member of We Evolution. Maria Gabriela Hutch, our founder and executive director, is away today, but I'm glad to be here representing for her. And today we have a very special guest to kick off the year. And this presentation it's quite special for me because I'm not only hosting on behalf of We Evolution, but I'm also welcoming a great friend and colleague, Natalia Jaramillo. Natalia is a coach, a certified coach by the University of Miami and by the International Coaching Federation. I am extremely proud to have you here, Nati, and to share with all of us your best tips for productivity and performance and stress reduce. Please share with us everything you bring today. Welcome.
Thank you, Laura. And hi, everyone. So yes, I'm a career transition coach, and I help women, professional women actually transitioning to their own business without the self-doubt. So I focus a lot on that. And today I'm also here with representing ICF, and we're going to talk more about that. You're gonna hear from some of my peers, my peer here about ICF, a little more about it. And so yeah, today I think the two topics that I'm going to talk about are very relevant to what we're what we're still going through and what's happening nowadays. And I encourage you to grab some pen and paper or whatever you use to take notes. It could be, your computer, phone, whatever, because I believe that the things that I'm going to share with you today are going to be of a lot of help. So without any further ado, let's start with the topic. So my first love actually was as a coach with productivity. And that's what I always been focusing on. And as Laura shared a little bit. And yeah, so how do you know you are being productive? Is productivity about quantity versus quality? There's different ways to measure productivity. But I believe that the key here is to first identify what your priorities are, and then look into how to incorporate them into your daily schedule. And I want to talk about what that looks like. But first, let me share with you that I'm the kind of person that gets distracted very easily. So I need to create schedules. I need to create structures. And here's where coaching also can help you with that, because each coach has their own way, their own unique way that they can help you create those structures for you, a structure that is tailored to your specific needs. So definitely coaching is something that can help you with that. But the reality is that we're all going to get, distracted somehow, especially nowadays with the phones and social media. So I want to share with you, and I'm going to share some slides, a couple ways, 2 questions that can help you, establish those priorities. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Can you all see it? Yes, perfect. All right, let me reduce this here. And perfect. So 2 questions. What are the most important tasks or activities that need to get done first? And here you might say, well, everything. What you're going to do is you're going to take those things that that maybe have a short deadline, a close deadline. Also the things that are not only important, but also urgent. And you're going to take those, 3 of those, choose them. And those are the things that will be the most important things for the day. And I'm going to talk more about what's important versus what's urgent in a little bit. Second question, do you have any goals that you're working on? Once you set a goal, you want to work on that goal daily if possible, even if it's for a little bit, because what this does is that it helps you to stay motivated because you're constantly focusing on your goal. So it motivates you to keep working on it. So you definitely want to add those goals to your daily schedule. Now, let's take a look at what identifying what's important versus what's urgent and not important looks like. This that you see here, it's called the Eisenhower Matrix. It's a simple 4-quadrant box that contains, as you see, what's urgent and important, what's the important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and not important nor urgent. So on the first box, let's see what goes. So on the first box, you're going to add the urgent and important things, all right? So these are the things that are, they have, of course, a sense of urgency, and they are of high value to you. So it could be, anything with a close deadline, illness, urgent house repairs. So all of that goes on that first box. Second box, all the things that are important, but not urgent. So these are the things that are or significance or value to you, but they're not really urgent. They don't have a sense of urgency. So it could be things like meeting with loved ones, training courses, personal, professional development activities, things that can wait. And you can then, we can add a date in the future to this type of task. Box number 3, you're going to add what's urgent, but not important. So these things are really not of much significance to you, but they do have a sense of urgency. So for example, you have a phone call or an email, I think mainly emails nowadays, right? From, let's say, a bank, because for your business, there's a low APR. So you need to contact them within 48 hours, 24 hours. So those things that have a deadline, but you can even actually delegate. All right. So this box actually allows you to, if you can, like, delegate things, you could. If not, do them, but in an urgent matter, but that they're not really, these things are not important, like I said. So from emails from marketing departments, sales promotions, those kind of stuff go on this box. The 4th box contains what's not important and not urgent. And this is actually a very important box because it's going to help you identify those things that are only time consuming, that are not adding anything to your life, maybe even draining your energy. And definitely here it's where coaching focuses on as well. A coach can help you identify what are those things. They can be your Eisenhower Matrix, in other words, because really we want to point on the things what are those things that are really not serving you. And that's what on this box you're going to identify as well, and also coaching can definitely help you identify those things. So now you're going to take these priorities along with your goals, and you're going to add them to what I call a master list, right? And from this master list, you're going to create a monthly, a weekly, and a daily schedule. And I like you to start with a monthly schedule versus weekly or even daily. So that way you don't feel tempted to cramp everything into one week, right? And at least you have a view of a whole month where you can spread your task and everything. And since you already know what your priorities are, it's going to be easier for you to add, the correct dates to it. And now let me share with you some strategies that can help you be more productive. Let's start with the first one. Don't multitask, all right? Trying to complete too many tasks at the same time, it's only going to slow you down. And contrary to what people think, the brain is not designed to perform at its best when it has to multitask. So try to do one thing at a time as much as possible. I know with little ones or we women, we tend to want to multitask, and many times we have to, and I get it. But again, let's just try to do and tackle one thing at a time. That way you're not starting one thing and, cutting that one thing because you need to keep going with the other one, it's going to actually save you time. Second, don't overwhelm yourself. Being, when you try to add too many things to your already full calendar, you're going to add stress and anxiety to your life. So try to just say no to things that you know that you can add, that you can work on. And also here's where the Eisenhower Matrix can help you identify what are those things that maybe you really don't need to be doing. Third one, form new habits to improve efficiency. It takes discipline for you to stay focused, either in front of a computer or whatever you do for work for 8 hours. So try to observe what are those things that are maybe distracting you. Is it you're maybe chatting too much with other people? If you're at home, is it the kids, or you're on the, on your phone too much? And also, what are you eating or drinking that is maybe draining your energy? There's actually things that we can eat or drink that makes us feel heavy and even drowsy. So observe those things. When we form habits around what you eat, how much you sleep, and how you manage distractions, it all will help you to improve your productivity. So don't be passive about your habits. Examine them and improve them. 4.1, focus on commitment, not motivation. How committed are you to your goals? How much do you want it? And what are you willing to give up for it? Once you find yourself fully committed, motivation will follow and not the other way around. Be strategic. So again, think about what could be distracting you. Why are you not being as productive as you want to be, right? So try to go to the root of the issue and come up with solutions to try to address it. Next, do your most important task before lunch. So since we know that priorities should be the first thing we want to work on, doing these things before lunch could be a good window, kind of like keep yourself accountable this way. And so set a time. Whenever time lunch is for you, it could be at 12, it could be at 1, it could be at 2 o'clock. Try to tackle those things that are most important before lunchtime. So that could be your time frame. And whatever can wait, whatever will be nice to be doing, whatever that someone else can do, those things can wait. Don't let them come before that time where you're going to be working on your priorities. Then manage the time you spend on emails. Spending too much time on emails, it's only going to drain your time and energy. Unless your job is email-based, try to work on, try to set times actually for those emails, to check emails. So let's say one time could be in the morning, then you set another time in the afternoon or midday, and then later in the evening or in the afternoon. And also set a time for that when you're going to be checking those emails. So don't just start checking emails, but say to yourself, I'm going to use 20 minutes or half hour or an hour that you're going to spend on those emails. So set those times and stick to them, because if not, your priorities are going to take the backseat to your emails. So don't let them become your priority. Now, last one, have someone hold you accountable. Very few people can get to where they are on their own. So share those things with your goals with someone you trust, friend, family member. so that they can help you to stay accountable, right? And you're not going to want to share with them over and over again, oh, I didn't do this, or, you know, so have people keep you accountable. And here it's with, again, coaching is the perfect match, because we're all about keeping people accountable. We want you to succeed. We want you to move forward, and we want you to stay accountable and productive and moving forward. So yeah, my hope is that these techniques can help you to increase your productivity. And so that's the end of my presentation when it comes to productivity. And before I move on to my other topic, maybe I would like to make a stop and ask you if anyone has any questions, or I can just move on to the next topic. So let me know if anyone. If not, we can definitely move forward.
I do have one note, and I love how you, first of all, the great use of the time, you know, like in such a brief time, you gave us great points to follow. And also this is a reminder of something that we'll be talking about right after the presentation. It's our coaching program, our power coaching program with ICF. This presentation has just showed us the advantage of having a coach by our side to keep us accountable, to keep us motivated, to keep us committed beyond everything. So thank you, Natalia, for bringing those highlights to your presentation. And right after we discuss your next topic, we'll be talking about the Power Coaching Program.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. All right. So yeah, so let's move on to the next topic. Has anyone, let me ask you, has anyone here feel more than just a little stressed out during the last 2 years and a half? Well, I have. And I'm sure you all, right? Yeah. Well, the reality is that we all feel stress. Stress is actually a biological reaction that our brains produce. And what's stressful to one person may not be stressful to another, which also means that we can control our reaction to stressful situations, and what we think about plays a big part in it. But first, let me clarify that the type of stress that I want to talk about today is the most common type. It's called acute stress. There are different kinds of stress, like I said. And this one, it's, you know, when it's produced when you're overwhelmed, either at work or you have problems at home. It's that kind of stress. And even though all stress is event-based, it can also be triggered by reactive thinking and negative thoughts. So are you maybe focusing on, and I know the media and what's going on out there, it's mainly negative news. But if we focus only on those things, on the negativity, that's the one thing we're going to produce, you know, they're triggers. Also, are you thinking too much about the past or the future? Let me give you a case scenario. Let's say you're at work and you're working on a project, right? And all of a sudden you start second guessing yourself, and you go to, I don't know if my client or my boss, they might not like this, and I'm not sure, what if, you know? You took your mind from being in the present moment to what the future may hold. It's not even a reality. It's something that we're just making up in our minds. And obviously we are filling our minds, and already we're triggering that negative response. But if you instead choose to stay focused on the present moment and what you're doing, you're not allowing your mind to wander and go where you can start generating that those negative emotions, feelings, thoughts that are going to trigger the negative response. You see how it works? This means that we can actually learn how to control the most common type of stress by regulating what comes into our minds, and what we think about matters. But the reality is that we're all going to feel stress at some point or another, right? So I want to share with you some tips and, that can help you manage stress better. So this time I'm not going to share a presentation. So you're going to have a pen and paper handy. If you need me to repeat any of them, please just let me know. All right. So the first one, set reasonable expectations in your daily life. Set reasonable expectations in your daily life. Being busy sometimes is inevitable, but when you start adding things to your already full calendar, you're only going to bring stress and anxiety to your life. So try not to be a people pleaser. We tend to do that a lot. Learn to say no when the right time is, or maybe just sometimes it's like, oh, I have to say always no. Maybe it can be just not now, right? I can help you later, but just not now. Also, finances are one of the biggest causes of stress these days. So if you feel that you don't need it and you shouldn't be buying it, maybe you should think twice about buying something you don't really need. Second, give yourself a break to relax and recharge. Give yourself a break to relax and recharge. Daily stressors can creep up on you before you know it. So try to add a relaxing activity to your daily life. And it could be something as simple as, if you enjoy walking, a little walk around the block, or taking a bubble bath, or just reading a book before going to bed. It doesn't have to be you don't have to, give 20 an hour, 2 hours to this thing. It could be something simple, something you enjoy that can help you relax and recharge. Taking care of yourself daily, it's important for that, so that you can stay motivated pretty much and with energy, right? Third, put the problems in perspective. Maybe you're disappointed because of something happened, or money's tight this month, or you don't, things, just life, right? But take a step back and ask yourself, is the situation really going to matter a year from now, or even 6 months from now? If the answer is no, take a deep breath and try to keep moving forward. We need to learn how to put things in perspective. Another thing that can help you put things in perspective is the practice of being grateful. When you're being grateful, you're being, in a way, positive. And you can be negative and be positive at the same time, right? And that's what gratefulness, thankfulness does. It keeps us in a positive note. So, and how can you be more positive? Something you can practice or more grateful daily. Write down 5 things before going to bed. Something that you're grateful for. And it can be something as simple as a beautiful sunset, a delicious meal. Try to come up with new things. Don't go to the I'm thankful for my health, my job, and my family, every day, which of course we want to be, but just come up with the simple things and be grateful for them. Be and feel, allow yourself to feel grateful for them. So it's not just about thinking, oh, I'm grateful for this, but just meditate on them and allow yourself to feel it. And because don't just be grateful for them. Don't just take these things for granted because they're not. Fourth, accept those things beyond your control. Accept those things beyond your control. Some circumstances, or a lot of circumstances, and this is the best example, this pandemic that we still kind of going through, is the best example of the things that we have no control over. So learn to accept those things, but also to receive emotional support. Allow yourself to for emotional support from others. Okay. And don't isolate yourself. That's the worst thing we can do when something's happening and we tend to go into our little cave or whatever you want to call it, and that's the worst thing we can do. So just be open, share these things, go to friends, right? Don't isolate yourself, like I said. Next one, try to get some regular exercise every day. Yes, get some regular exercise every day. I know this sounds like impossible because we're all busy people, but try to add, I mean, something, it could be anything. And if, you know, it could be something fun, like maybe go to a Zumba class or try to do some cycling. And if you're like, I'm not leaving my home, you can also try to you look for an app. There's exercise apps that you can watch at home and do 20-minute exercises. I've done it myself. They work great, you know, so add something to keep that heart rate up, endorphins up. It is, our body is designed to have our own happiness mechanism, so to speak, or in us, you know, we have those things that can help you feel more joyful, more happy, more content within ourselves. So exercise can help you, you know, get those pumping. Next one, open up to people and express your feelings. Open up to people and express your feelings. If something's bothering you, share it with someone you trust. It could be a friend, a family member, a member of your church if you belong to one. But don't just keep everything to yourself. And even if you're not looking for specific advice, to share things with people can help you put things in perspective. It can help you see things in a different way. So open up to other people. Don't, I said it already, don't isolate yourself. Surround yourself. It doesn't have to be a bunch of people. And I know we are in a society where we have tons of friends, right? Facebook, Instagram, and yeah, I have 5,000 friends. But we don't. We, out of those 5,000 people or 300 people, we might only have close relationships with maybe 2, 3, 5, right? And so we want to invest in the real friendships. And let the highlights of, you know, what we post and what we see on Instagram, let them take the backstage and go to those real friendships, to your people, to those, cultivate those friendships. Give them a phone call, send them FaceTime them, you know, not just like, hey, how are you? But maybe call them or send them a little video. If it's their birthday and you can't go and see them, just send them a little video. Hey, I miss you. Happy birthday. Hi, stranger. You know, so those little things matter. So definitely just surround yourself with people and express those things. And how you're feeling, and listen, also be there. People just wanna be heard, right? And finally, last one, resolve issues before they become crisis. Resolve issues before they become crisis. It's human nature to want to avoid problems. We don't like confrontation, but if something's bothering you, address it early and before it turns into something bigger. Problems are easier to handle when they're small and before they turn into, you know, full-blown crisis. So don't wait until, you know, those situations turn into something bigger. Everyone feels stress. It is impossible to avoid it at all times, but it is possible to keep it under control by regulating what comes into our minds, by staying positive, and by also staying focused in the present moment. Let's remember that you are not what you feel. And even though we don't have control over a lot of things that come our way, we always have control of our reaction to these things. So I hope all the tips and strategies that I just share with you that are going to help you not only manage your stress, but also productivity, help you be more productive, help you with your productivity. And now, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. But if not, I would love to transition to our friend and coach, Valeska, that she's going to, thank you, Carolina. And I'm glad you liked it, you enjoyed it. And yeah, so please, if Valeska or Laura.
Thank you so much, Natalia, for those thoughtful tips. Like, what a great list of tips of things that we can start doing right away. Thank you also to the ones that are here listening. I know it's a tricky time and we're all trying to be productive. So thank you for taking the time to attend this presentation. Now, please, Valeska, we would love to talk about the Power Coaching Program. We are very excited at We Evolution to partner with ICF for the 3rd year in a row and to offer this great benefit to our members. So we know the basics as of now. We know that 25 of our women will have the opportunity to have coaching for 3 months, 2 sessions per month, and we will love more details. So please be our guest.
Thank you, Laura. And thank you, Nati. It was a great, and I think was a great introduction to what coaching is, right? And the coach is going to be the partner, your partner, to go through all those processes. Either your issue is productivity, stress, whatever, what coaching is, the coach is your partner in a journey to think differently, to create solutions, the coach will challenge you sometimes and will support in you in other times. So that is a very dynamic relationship, yeah. Yes, Laura, so we are starting the program. It's 6 sessions, okay. And we had agreed on 3 months, 6 sessions that should have happened in 3 months. And those are pro bono sessions. Actually, we are making an exchange with We Evolution. We'll be members of We Evolution for a year. So we will be able, you might see ICF coaches attending to mentoring space, the lunch, the power of lunch, right? So we will be attending your events as well. And the whole idea is pair each one of you with one coach, and you will agree with your coach the frequency of the sessions, how you want to do that, and aiming to have the sessions in 3 months. We know that sometimes it doesn't happen. Things happen. Like, for example, last year, my coach had a family issue and she traveled. So we had 3 sessions, we interrupt, and she came back 3 months later. So, and we continue. So things happen and we are flexible. We'll try to follow the guidelines, but you know, we are always adapting, and especially we know you have a lot of things going on in your lives, and we will adapt to that too. And questions, I'm here to answer any questions you have. I don't know if Claudia, Paulina, Mariela, and Carolina were in the program last year. Yes, so you know what coach is, Claudia. Yeah, and we have here Shaki, Meredith, and Lillian.
And yes, for the ones that took the program before, please feel free to share your experience. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead. Actually, I did last year, I did the program and I got a phenomenal coach that I'm thrilled to continue to be working with. And she's here today. Her name is Meredith. And I was lucky enough to work with Meredith and have completely support the program. And I am an ICF certified coach myself. So it doesn't matter where you are in your process, to have someone that accompanies you and gives you accountability and supports you. We all need it at different times, and I can't speak about it enough. So I'm thrilled that I was able to take advantage of this program, and that I'm still in relationship with my coach.
That's great. That's great, Claudia. And coaching is a process that you experience, could be like 3 sessions or years, 3 years, right? So it depends, and you change goals. What coaching is going to do, like following Natalia's presentations, work with you in your goals, right? Natalia talk about goals and before. So whatever is your goal in life at this moment, this is what you can focus with your coach and help you to move on. But it's great to hear that you're in, it's a long coaching experience for you. That's very good.
Thank you so much. I just wrote on the chat some information. It's 6 pro bono coaching sessions, so we're extremely grateful for ICF, for your coaches, for your time and dedication to our members. We're honored to welcome you to our activities. And we also, I would like to highlight that this could be in Spanish or English. It's a bilingual community at ICF, and it's a bilingual community at We Evolution. So you could choose a coach in English or Spanish. And I have also typed the link to the form. Yes, please.
Actually, Laura, also Portuguese and Italian.
Oh, amazing. Benvindo, benvenuti. Grazie mille. So 4 languages to choose from. That's really impressive. We are beyond honored to have this opportunity. And here it is, the link to sign up for this program. This is only for We Evolution members, for the ones who attended the Vital Voices Mentoring Walk last March. So this is a treat. Thank you so much. If you would like to share, if anybody else was part of the program and would like to share that experience, I missed it last year, but I'm not going to miss it this year. I'm about to sign up as soon as I can.
And I think one thing I'd like to add there on about the registration form, Laura, it's very important that you say, or you give an idea of what you want to work on, because we will try to match you with the best coach for that. So we have coaches that are career coaches. And if you are talking about redesigning your career, transition, so we'll try to match with that coach. Or maybe your issue is more in your personal life, and then we'll match you with a life coach. So if you can give some information, and I saw that in the form you have a space for that, will help to direct, make a better matching for you.
If I may, that's exactly what I wanted to add along those lines, Valesca, is that if anybody here hasn't taken advantage of the program before, take advantage of it now, because you can address any aspect of your life, whether it's how you are coping with handling your children after a year of homeschooling and COVID, to how to build your business. I was in a crossroads in my life where I had to pick whether I was going to stay or relocate completely to the other side of the country. And I wanted some objective support in the process of that decision. So there's so many different topics we can all take advantage of, having someone by our side in the process of decision-making, or in the process of understanding where we are in our relationship to anything, whether it's growing our business or whether it's our home life. So I highly, highly recommend everybody take advantage of it, whether you're a coach or not, or whether you've ever done it before or not. This is a huge opportunity that is a gift. That's a really great gift. So I wanted to just add to that.
Thank you, Claudia.
Thanks, Claudia. And we just heard from Natalia, like how helpful would be to have someone like that by our side all the time. And I'm a coach too, not certified by ICF yet, but I am a coach too. And I value having colleagues just by our side. It's a cheerleader, it's a motivator, it's someone, as Claudia mentioned, is someone objective that could help us with our biggest challenges, no matter the source of that challenge. I want to highlight too that we have different options. You would arrange your own schedule with your coach. So your availability, morning, afternoon, nights, weekends, whatever you work out with your coach, that would be available for you. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to support you. We have multiple programs. We have the mentoring space, we have the power of lunch, we have the mentoring walk, we have different programs, the power coaching. We're going to offer an MBA in conscious leadership very soon too. We have plenty of opportunities to take advantage of. So thank you for allowing us to support you. This is our mission as an organization, and we're honored to partner with other amazing organizations like the International Coaching Federation. And I would like to ask either Valeska or Natalia or Meredith, I would love to hear, for the ones who have never had a coaching session, how would you describe it? And for maybe somebody's considering, but they don't know exactly what coaching is about.
Ladies, Meredith would like to answer that?
Sure. Sure. The job of the coach is to partner with the client. So it's totally client-centric. The coach has no objective towards the outcome. And the coach's job is really to just keep help the client clarify their goals, and then help them keep them on track to throughout the session to make sure that they achieve the goal, and or have developed strategies to help them towards achieving the goal. You might not finish the goal in one session, but at least you're building the foundation and the groundwork. So that's what the coach's job is. So we'll start off the session. I'll say, you know, how would you like to use this time today? We'll clarify that, and then I'll ask questions and dig deeper into what's going on. If I find that the client is going off on a tangent, I'll rope them back in, asking them if this is really in alignment with their goals. And then usually I like to, you know, give homework at the end, or help the client create homework so they have something to work towards in the 2 weeks between sessions. And honestly, a lot of the coaching happens in between the two sessions when the client has time to think and explore. So yeah, if anybody wants to add to or build on what I said, I would definitely appreciate it.
Thank you, Meredith. Yeah, I think that is what you just said. I always say to my clients, most of the coaching actually happens in what you reflect between, because the coaching session is going to be 45 minutes. Usually it's 45 minutes, you know, and that is the moment when we will make you questions to help to reflect, to help to reach insights in relation to what your issue. And I always say also that the coachee, the client, is the one in the driver's seat, right? You have total control of this process. And we work on your priorities, not what we think should be the priority. That doesn't work. So we work on your priorities. And if there is something in your mind at that moment, and that is occupying your mind, that is what is the priority. That is topic for coaching. And the coach will help you to make the connections between things that we sometimes, and as a coach, I have a coach, because we all have blind spots. And we cannot make ourselves the questions that will challenge ourselves, because, right, it's really difficult to challenge oneself. So, and that is where the role of the coach comes. And another thing that I forgot to say earlier, but it seems basic, but I think is important, is the coach-coachee relationship is a very protected relationship, in a sense that is absolutely confidential. Right, so we have a contract at the beginning. You ask Laura how it works. We have a contract in the first session. And in this contract, we'll clarify how we will work together. And one of the aspects of the contract is confidentiality. Okay, even if you work for an organization and the organization is paying for the coach, which is not the case here, confidentiality is important. So because we don't want filters, it's a space for you to be authentic, to be yourself, right? So, and in this contract you'll talk about several things, like how long is going to be the session, how frequently you will meet, and what happens if something comes up and you cannot make the session, what do you do? Because those things are important to have an agreement before the relation, before you start the process, because this will give the color of the relationship, the honesty, the transparency, right? I don't know if we answer your question.
100%. Thank you so much. I was even, oh, there's somebody with their hand. Claudia, please.
Sorry, Laura, thank you. And no, that was fantastic. I think that's very comprehensive with what Valeska and Meredith said. Just to add a little bit for somebody who's never had a coaching session, particularly with the ICF certified coaches, we're not there to mentor you or to guide you or to tell you what to do. We're going to help you through very powerful questions and through a process of just looking at what you want to look at in each session to help you see those blind spots, that part that you say, where? Oh, I can't see that, but the person outside of you can. Just by your language, just by the way that you bring certain material, just by the things that you want to talk about and what you want to accomplish in that session. We will support you to find those answers and to create an action plan about them, how you can incorporate the moments that you have discoveries, those ahas that we have about ourselves, that we finally see a blind spot, right? And it's like, oh, wow, I can't believe I didn't notice that about myself, or I didn't notice that I was showing up this way, or I didn't notice that I could do this as an option. And so we're not there to necessarily mentor you or counsel you, but there to support you to make those discoveries about yourself. And that is, I think, the most powerful process of the coaching that, that helps you see what you couldn't see, or helps you sort it out in a way that you can put it into action and make shifts and changes that are incredibly powerful in your life.
I want to add one last thing to what Claudia said, is that it's also the job of the coach to create a safe space, a place where you can be vulnerable if you want to, and have a judgment-free zone, and really to build that deep connection of trust and safety, so you can feel like you, along with the confidentiality that Valeska mentioned, so you can feel that you can open up and trust the coach that you're working with.
Maybe one of the other coaches want to add something.
I will say, and we know Carolina, she just asked the question, and I know Laura might want to comment on that real quick. I see it, I want to think, I'm thinking of this word. We want to be an impartial partner, meaning we're not to opinionate, we're not to be on either, we're on your side, first of all, right? On the clients, the coachee side. And we want to be that impartial partner. We're not there to tell you what to do, like my peer said, or to, exactly, it's not about mentoring, it's about empowering you, it's about helping you come up with the best solution for you, and only you can come up with that solution, not really us, but we want to help you through the process where you can come up with that perfect solution for you, whatever it is, issue, situation, goal. So yeah, that's what I wanted to add. So Laura, yes, if you want to maybe now address Carolina's question.
Thank you so much. I am even more in love with coaching now after hearing all of you and, and the impact of it. I am inviting you once again to the ones that have registered already. If you haven't heard from us, don't worry. We are receiving your applications and we'll get back to you next week or so. The program is launching by the end of the month or early May. Anyway, we're taking this month to do the signups. And thank you once again to ICF, to Natalia, to Valeska, to Meredith, to Claudia, to all of you for being here and giving us this space to share between all of us. These mentoring spaces, we usually keep the conversations private, but it was so enriching this time that we didn't have to stop the recording and make it too personal, because this is a wealth of information for all of us. So thank you so much. We were also very productive. We finished in advance. So we're learning, we're learning right away. And we'll have a recording, we'll share it. And please be our guest for the power coaching, for the next mentoring spaces, and for all the activities with We Evolution and Vital Voices Miami. Thank you so much.